Are we back?
Seems like it. Also, no, not a lot. You know, I'm not really into American politics. Who would have thought?
Alright. So, for those of you just tuning in, because the VOD just got reset because the stream had an oops, we are talking about the recent Supreme Court ethics saga, so to speak. So, uh, I think it's a couple months ago now, word got out that one of the justices on the U.S. Supreme Court, which is the title that the people on the Supreme Court get to hold, is justice. Of which I think currently there's 9. Yeah, it's 9. There's 9 of them on the court, and they basically, it's basically works as cases get appealed up to them, and they make decisions, and then usually just send it back down to lower courts. But they also have the power to decide whether or not laws are constitutional, and if they're deemed not constitutional, they are immediately stricken from the books and no longer effective. They also have the ability to decide whether certain things are considered protected under the Constitution, even if it's not explicitly stated that it is.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one of those that was a significant one, historically speaking, was right to privacy,
Okay.
which
You
was
know,
which
something
was
pretty important.
yeah, which is something that is not respected by social media companies, but you know, so recently it came to light that one of the justices on the Supreme Court was basically being bribed. I mean, it technically wasn't, but it kind of was, because it was one of the uh, big money movers in one of the political blocks had been like taking him and his family on like big lavish vacations, and they hadn't been disclosing it as they're like supposed to. And then there was a huge scandal, and they've gone in doing investigations. They found some more with some of the others. They found that one of them had one of their aides just flat out being sent money by someone who had cases before the Supreme Court, and on and on and on. It's so big of a mess, combined with some of the other recent politicization of the Supreme Court, has
Yeah.
led to the current public confidence in the Supreme Court as a actual like legitimate body of government being like at an all-time low.
Which, you know, makes sense.
And basically the saga then goes over to Congress, where some Congress people are saying, you know what, the Supreme Court doesn't seem to be enforcing its own ethics. They've proven they cannot, so we must spell out an ethics code that they must follow, like literally every other court in the nation.
You know, which makes sense.
Well, other politicians are saying no. Yeah, other politicians are saying no. You're just upset that they're not deciding cases in your favor.
What? That's dumb. That sounds like a literal child answer.
Well, yeah, it kind of is childish, because of course the people who are saying that are the people who have stacked the court full of people of their ideology, roughly, and have been deciding cases in their favor. Like, you're just upset that you're losing because I'm winning, so I don't care.
That is so dumb. What the hell?
And I say they stacked the court. They quite literally did, because there were some underhanded tactics used. Like there was, I'm going out of my way to avoid saying names and political parties.
Thank you.
To keep it neutral. But so I'm gonna say Party A and Party B. So while Party A a while back had their president office, the way justice on the Supreme Court worked, Jimmy, is the president gets to nominate who goes on the court, but they have to be approved by Congress.
Okay.
And then once they're on the court, they are there until they either die, resign, or are impeached. Usually die.
Means that, yeah.
It just means they get yeeted the fuck out by the vote.
Okay, so they're giving the boot.
By Congress. Congress can kick them out, like they can do for the president. And usually they're there until they die. So while Party A was in power, a seat opened up on the court, and so Party A's president is like, all right, I'm gonna appoint someone to the court. However, Party B had a majority in Congress at the time, or at least enough power to block it. It's like there is less than one. There's about 1 year until the next presidential election. It is too close to the election. We must wait until the election happens so the people can decide, and so it's not too much playing politics. Let the people decide basically who's on the court. It's like, you know what? It's like a full year, but So the election happens, and Party B wins the election, and they get someone in office. So they,
I assume this is rather recent,
Party
right?
B, relatively.
Okay, so I can imagine who you're talking about when you're talking Party A and
Party B puts one of a justice along their ideology in the court.
Yes.
You know, as you'd expect them to do. And then, like, a month before Party B's, like a month before the next election, presidential election, one of the justices dies. And Party B still has control of the legislature.
Okay.
Or enough of it that they can do stuff with it. So, you'd expect, after all, they said, like, a full year, that's not enough time. You have to let the people decide. Nope, they rushed Party B's second appointment through. With, like... Which I'm pretty sure that... I don't remember exactly the timeline on it, but I'm pretty sure that the actual appointment probably finished after the election, but before the next president took office. So, yeah. So Party B's basically got what's known as a supermajority on the court bench. Meaning that there are 5 justices that are roughly along Party B's ideology, and 3 that are roughly along Party A's ideology.
Okay. I love how you're doing it like Party A and Party B, even though you know there's just 2 parties in America, basically.
Well, yes, there's Party A and there's Party B. Or
no, but I mean in actual, real-life American politics.
Yeah.
You have the Reds and the Blues.
What?
You have the Reds and the Blues.
Yeah, it's Team Red and Team Blue.
Exactly.
You got like the 5 people who are yellow.
I knew King would do that. Okay, this is Shiny Cloatro. Got it. Don't mind me, I'm just doing I'm
taking a break from shiny hunting.
2 things I want. I'm technically shiny hunting, but at the same time, you're just waiting for raids to start because I'm trying to still get the goddamn shiny Sandaconda.
So you know, it says something about U.S. politics when there's a significant debate over whether or not one of the major branches of the government should have a code of ethics.
That sounds. That just sounds like problem stirring up.
Yeah, the U.S. has problems. That's a nice way to put it.
Like, the U.S. has been having problems for a while now. Let's just put it at that. Since a certain man got into power, the U.S. has been having problems.
things have been downhill since long before that man. There was a different man who started causing a lot of problems a long time ago.
Also, I have 884 hours in Violet.
Nice. That man, who in my opinion caused a lot of, is basically the root cause of a lot of America's current problems, is a man named Ronald Reagan.
Ah, oh wow, that's for a while back.
Yes, Ronald Reagan is probably his most consequential policy was something known as Reaganomics, which was basically, or in layman's terms, a trickle-down economics.
Yes.
AKA, give the rich more money so they can make everyone richer.
I would like to say real quick, have either of you thought about how history, like all of history, we have accomplished to do all of that in really not that long.
Yes.
We've managed to do so many fucked up things in history, and it really wasn't that long ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Reagan came up with this, or pushed for, or proponent of, there's the word, of something known as trickle-down economics, or basically shovel money to the rich, and, you know, it'll trickle down eventually, guys, right? Right?
Okay.
It'll trickle down eventually, right?
No. No, it will not.
No. So under him, a lot of deregulation happened, and a lot of tax cuts were given to corporations and the wealthy, and things have been downhill ever since.
Good lord.
There's graphs I've seen.
Look at this graph! Sorry.
Let's see. Let me pull them up, because they were sent here. Let me see if I can find them 1 second. Here they are. I'm gonna send them in images. Jimmy, if you can put one of them on the stream or something to talk about.
Okay, I will need a moment though.
Yeah. These two graphs.
Yeah. And that's actually, it shouldn't be a process, but it is a process.
So one of these is the.
Which one would you prefer me to share? The first one or the second one?
The second one is more extreme. The first one is income gains, basically how it's distributed, or the rate of climb. I'm not certain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the effect. The first one is the effective income of U.S. families over time as compared to their level in 1973, and you can identify when Ronald Reagan takes power because they start to divide rather rapidly.
Yeah.
Then the second image is life expectancy versus healthcare spending over time. It's a bunch of lines for a whole bunch of different countries, and the U.S. is highlighted, and there's an arrow with Reagan's face pointing at when he was in power. And you can see there's a divergence there from the rest of the nation's approximate lines.
I will post the first image since it's only America.
The first one's just America. The second one's America compared to other countries.
That's why I said I'm only posting the first one because it's only America. Okay, so let me just pop that there, and put it there, and then just slam this image to the bottom.
Spain is actually on the other graph and is looking very good on the graph, actually.
Okay, hold on.
There's so many lines that I have to open that in my browser just to try and fucking find it.
You don't really.
Okay.
The point.
I think that looks.
Wow.
That looks good. There we go.
Oh, they're second only to Japan.
Yeah, we have a really good style, lifestyle, and we live a lot of years. Like we have a really good diet.
It's like Switzerland average life expectancy is like close to 83. Japan's close to 84. Spain's 83. Chile is like 81.5. Greece is like 81.5. UK 81. USA 79. While also spending like
the most money in healthcare.
3 times the amount of money as everyone else.
To say that despite this, 79 is not a bad age to go.
Yeah, but considering that
by that point you've accomplished enough.
I think my grandfather's closing in on the 90.
Less the fact, okay, it's less the fact that it's a low number compared to the others. It's that it is like 2 to 3 points lower than everyone else for double the cost.
Yeah, compare Spain, for example.
I mean, fair.
It's 83, 3,083. The USA is 9,079 years. Also, I'm going to post the other image too, now that we're talking about it. But, you know.
So that other image was just, you know, you can see the top 5% climb rapidly, the average, and the bottom 20% kind of just stagnate.
Yeah. And then Reagan comes in and is like, boom. It just divides.
Okay, Reagan's when it starts to do that instead of they all start climbing. They're all climbing the same rate, then Reagan, and they deviate a little bit, then Reagan comes in and they just, the bottom basically flatlines and the top just line goes up.
Alright, let me put the other one. So people can, you know.
There's not enough room on the Roomba. I'm gonna have to start getting homework. There's not enough room on the Roomba. I'm gonna have to start eating it like someone's homework.
I'm funny, man.
I see what you've done. Kane is now Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
How dare you?
Turn Kane into Ronald Reagan.
How dare you?
Your image is small enough so it works.
How dare you? I shall eat this chart like it's your homework.
Kane is now a menace to society. A menace to society with an aircraft carrier named after him.
I just tiny story time. You know how people would say, "Oh, my dog ate my homework."
Yes.
My sister could say that about her cat. She had a cat. And we still have the cat. He would eat paper, and he carried it off to his children.
I understand this because our cat Turbo does the exact same thing. He has eaten paper before.
I saw a post that was like, sorry class, my dog ate your homework.
Oh, I saw that, a teacher that was grading homework and there's just paper everywhere. Just one single dog trying to look innocent.
But yeah, just, you know, US has been kind of fucked for a while now. And I'm honestly, like, you know, talking from my non-American perspective, I'm kind of surprised that country hasn't imploded yet into another civil war. But, like, you're pretty close to one, if I don't recall incorrectly.
No. No, the thing is with the US system is the US system is designed in a way that it is quite stable. Even if it's got a lot of problems, it is a very stable system. It's just at present the way it's set up, it's kind of stable in the wrong ways because like
we find ways to make bad things worse.
The problem is,
but then the badness levels it out.
The crux of the issue, Jimmy, is that in the U.S., the people who get to write the laws, say whether or not something is bribery, are the same people who get to benefit from if there is bribery. So they wrote the laws in a way that means there's a way they can be bribed that doesn't count as bribery.
Meep. We're the reason why the term mutually assured destruction has to be a thing.
I mean, you and the Russians, but...
Well, the problem with that, Jimmy, is based on Russia's recent displays of incompetence. It's entirely possible that it's not mutually assured.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. At least, I mean, this could age very poorly, but at least we're not fucking up that bad.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, if things did get to that level, I don't think that would be mutually assured destruction anymore. I feel like Russia's arsenal just wouldn't work. A significant
I think it would
part
just
of
be destruction, period.
Yeah, it would be very one-sided.
Oh god, what did Autumn do? I'm scared.
What did who do?
Something in...
Someone in our Scarlet and Violet group. She said, you guys are going to hate me, so I asked her what she did.
Good heavens.
What did you do?
This woman's a society. This is a danger to herself.
She's
but yeah, funny Kane is not Ronald Reagan.
What?
Funny Flair is not politician.
Oh, how dare you. Listen here, I'll have you know that Pillow is the epitome of comfort.
Anyway,
he
yeah,
is.
I'm generally speaking of politics. This is just going to be really short. Next week on Sunday, I'm going to go vote.
Democracy.
I can finally kick out that. We can finally kick out the idiot that's been running our country for the past 40 years.
I'm gonna be real with you. You talked so fast and your mic cut out, and it sounded like you had a stroke on my end.
Bruh.
Spain's had a bad politician in charge too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's politicians for you.
The two has to be included in that.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
our last
the US...
person got kicked out, and then he's getting charges.
In my opinion, both the current and previous U.S. president both sucked, and it looks like.
But at least the current one is less incompetent than the last one.
They suck in different ways.
However,
However, it looks like my current understanding of the standings of the things, it looks like it's going to be a runoff between both of them again for the next time in
But isn't
power.
he going to be...
I very highly doubt
no,
that.
wait,
Sure
hold on.
you know why, me.
If Mr. Orange Man, Mr.
Mango Man be
Small
getting
Arms
charges
$1
pressed on him because he
goes
had
to
things
jail,
he
is he unable to go become
Yeah,
president?
shouldn't it not be possible?
There is no clause in the Constitution that says a convicted felon cannot be president.
That's a
Alright,
thing.
fair enough then. But
They cannot handle their life, and
only-
they ended up in jail. They cannot handle the country.
The only crime that can disqualify you from being president is treason.
I mean, isn't
Yeah.
on the path he's going? Isn't he on the way to it? I know for a fact you know the things that he's had that he shouldn't have had.
Yes, but unless the thing is, unless they can prove that certain things with why he had said classified documents, that wouldn't be enough. It would just be felony under a law he signed, Lamau. But the thing is also, it's there's a significant theory that's like, yeah, he's running for office again so he can pardon himself.
Wow.
Which, put in perspective, Richard Nixon resigned from office because he was under the impression he could not pardon himself. So he resigned from office so his successor could immediately pardon him for Watergate.
By the way, Jimmy,
Yeah?
you call him Orange Man, but I call him Mango Man.
I'm calling Orange Man and Mr. A small loan of $1 million man.
I call him Mango Man because he's trying to look like a color that he isn't. And true to a mango, it's two completely different shades.
But yeah,